right, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Thank you for having
So
us.
anyway, the Sydney venue that we... No.
For someone who was involved, they were involved in so many lawsuits.
We don't want another one.
Don't want to kick that
Lawyers
coffin.
up
No,
again.
fair enough.
Okay,
Stir up the bees.
So anyway, folks, there's going to be an in-betweener and then we're back with Kate and Tom.
hi.
Hello.
You know how this is seamless? Because you've swapped sides.
Exactly. We need to. This is my better side. So we're up to the first dance.
Yes.
Fog machine goes off.
Well, no. Smoke machine.
Smoke,
The illegal,
it is.
the illegal
Flammable.
smoke machine.
Literally fills the room.
Causing asthma attacks left, right and centre.
The photographer couldn't see anything. Just firing away, going, he's firing over here, and the couple are standing just a few meters away
God.
in the clouds. And just, it was really bad. We told them not to do it, but they did.
We told them not to do it, and then the real clincher was that the bride then tripped on that machine because she couldn't see
Couldn't
it.
see it in the smoke. Amazing.
So she's gone biscuits up in her first dance.
Yeah,
What,
but no
over?
one could tell because
Yeah,
they
she's
couldn't
gone.
see her.
And
I just
she's
heard
gone.
her. I just heard crash, and I'm like just trying to sing this song. Anyway, but and just okay.
You
So
can't see the lyrics or anything.
well, we love our job so much that what we usually do is we just stay until everyone is in their respective vehicles and accommodations and whatever. We make sure we're like the last one's out, everything's safe, everything's dealt with. But this time, Thomas, like, we need to get out of here.
Yeah,
like, we're going to die if we stay here. Things,
Yeah.
Like,
Before an
it's-
ambulance or
it's
the
a horror
police need to be
house.
called, we need to leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, I wasn't even packing up the gear. I was just literally
Throwing
balling
it
it up
in.
and throwing it
Yeah,
in the van.
yeah,
Just going,
yeah.
we're getting the fuck out of here. And yeah,
Okay, so what happened was we get everything in the vehicle. Tom's in the vehicle. He looks like he's a cat who has no lives left. Like, he's done. He's so done. He's like driving off, and I'm barely closing the door, and I was like, Tom, we can't leave.
Can I ask a
He's-
question? Like, just back to how the people were, cartons under the tables and brown paper bags and stuff. Is the obvious progression there that they were fucking blind?
Yes,
Yeah,
but they
right.
were also, everyone was unruly because everything
That's
was
what I'm
terrible.
getting at. They were getting drunker and drunker,
Yeah.
unruly.
And the council was telling them to shut up 100% of the time. So they're having a terrible time. But also, just like the owner was screaming at the staff, the guests, and the couple.
Amazing.
So,
because because the council restrictions, they had like a cutoff. Everyone has to be off the property at this time, and they were hanging about.
Yeah.
We're going, why is everyone still here? Like, what's going on?
like, I'm climbing the car and like, Tom, there's 180 people still here, and everyone was meant to be already off the premises. The owner's out there crying and screaming and like kicking people out. People have nowhere to go. Like, we have to do something. And Tom just looks at me. He's like, don't do this to me. This is long before we're even engaged. Like, we've been married for almost 9 years, and this man was about to leave me there and be like, never see me again. He could not take any more. He'd gone past the point. And he looked at me, and I was like, no, we can't leave them. And he's like, okay, you
So
You
is
can
this
go.
before you started the concierge service?
Yeah.
A little bit in transition.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, it's not like they're
Holiday.
going to die of starvation. Like you're leaving, 180
you haven't left them
orphans
stranded
behind.
on an
They
island.
were
You're
gonna-
leaving 180
They
adults
were
that
all
are
going to
pissed
die
as
of
nits.
malnutrition because they were all throwing up from their food poisoning. No, so it was just crazy because I was scared of the owner already, and I was like, I don't care. I don't care about the confrontation. I'm going to go back in there. Tom's like, all right, but I'm staying here. 10 minutes later, Tom follows out and comes and sees what's happening. I figure out what the couple have done is to save some money. They have cancelled the transportation from the venue back to the accoms, and there's like 3 different lots of accom, and we're rural. And so I'm like, okay, what
All
can
right,
we
so it's
do?
rural. We know that much about it.
So I go to the owner who wants me dead and is like threatening me, and I'm like, okay, just shelve that feeling for a moment. You want people off your property. How do we get people off your property? Like,
Yeah.
how do we fix this? She's like, well, there's one taxi company, and they're done for the night. So you can call them and bargain. So I call them, and I was like, how many people do you have on? He's like, it's me and one other person. And I was like, okay, here's the situation. Might be worth it to you financially. There's 180 people here. Like, the people you need to get out of here are like at least the VIPs, at least the couple, the family,
Holy
the whatever.
shit. Fuck.
And then they're like, okay, but we need a credit card and this is going to cost like $1,000 at
don't
least.
say
Like,
you
let's
did
go.
this.
And so I went to the dad.
Oh.
I went
I
up
thought you were
to
going to
the-
say like you were that much of a hero. You were just like whipped it out.
No.
The bus would have been
in
cheaper, but they
2015, we
Yeah, you didn't
We
have
were
that
broke.
sort of money to throw around.
we could not. And so otherwise we wouldn't have done. We looked back at the books and we did this wedding for like $2,000. This is-
Yeah.
I can't- oh my God. Anyway, and then so I go to the dad and he's the most reasonable person I've ever met. And he just says to me, they've done this, haven't they? And I was like,
Like as in the couple.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was the father of the bride. And he's just like, they do this. And I was like, so what are you expecting is about to happen? Because I'm about to ask you for your credit card.
Yeah.
He's like- I'm on the phone pleading with the taxi company. Like I'm like putting my neck out there. And so he's like, how much is this going to cost me? I was like, minimum of $1,000 and I need your card. And he just shook his head and he was like, it's time to let them go because they pull this all the time. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh no.
right.
And then we get back in the car
so
and
he
we're
didn't
leaving.
do it?
He did. And
It was probably
we,
like the final straw too. He was like, we're done now.
we get out of there, and as we're driving out, that's when Tom and I hatched the plan of how we were going to do weddings from that point on. It changed our entire setup. That's from then we started doing the
Yeah.
planning, the coordinating, the concierge, the everything, because it's insane.
Yeah, just getting in early. I think that was the thing. Like we definitely saw some like red flags leading up to it. Going, oh, they want to do this. We told them not to do a projector, but now they're like, no, it's definitely happening. You're like, well, it's middle of the day and there's no blinds, so that's terrible. But so we just made a decision to be like, as early as we can, we'll sit down with a couple and be like, we can kind of walk through the day with you. This is where you'll be. This is where you're gonna feel exhausted because you've just done portraits and you've done the emotional thing of getting married and you haven't eaten. You probably had a couple of wines as well, and all of a sudden you've got to then come and enjoy your reception. So we're gonna sort of fix it in a way that
Give you some timeline out. Give you some
give them
time.
more stuff. Yeah.
I'm going to say, just like wedding vendors who like to, for the money, book like 3 back-to-backs and then actually like kill themselves with that because then they wake up feeling like they've been hit by a truck and they never recover. They never recover.
Never will I ever
a
do
couple,
that again.
A couple are willing to.
8 and 10 days.
Insanity.
Oh, yeah.
Insanity. See, you book that because you were well rested. Couples do that.
Oh,
They're
no.
well
I
rested
thought you
and
meant-
they're sober.
I thought you meant 3 like back to back on the same day.
Oh, no. I just mean in general because our wedding days are like 14 hours.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't sleep
It was
in between
19, 10,
big weddings,
19,
like
it was always
huge.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, the way that vendors, when they're well rested and they're taking bookings, they're like, yeah, I can do that for that money. Sure, that'll
Well,
be
I think that
fine.
would also part of
Couples
that
do
is-
that. They
Yeah.
plan this day and they're like, yeah, I'll be sweet for that. and then halfway through, they're like,
yeah.
fuck, we want to bail.
Yeah.
So, now we tell them, hey, how about in 45-degree heat, you go visit your venue and tell me if you want to stand there for an hour. Like, go today. Go do it.
Yeah,
and then they go, so we've booked a marquee. And we're like, thank God.
Yeah, and that's like, and again, a drum I've been banging for some time, but a reminder to people getting married out there: we live in fucking Australia.
Yes.
It's not England. It's not a lovely summer's day at 23 degrees with
It can be an extreme
you're in a
sport.
fucking dry paddock that might get set fire to by tea light candles, and it's very hot, and people don't want to be out in it.
There's no
And-
toilets.
I think the
No
and
toilets.
also, and you might be fine, but your 90-year-old grandma who you've just brought out of the nursing home for the day, she's not.
We have had one grandfather pass away after a ceremony from
Pass away?
Yeah.
Not out.
Between the
Away.
ceremony and the reception,
Went to hospital. We didn't pass away there, but
and it was
they had
because
to get
of
taken
the-
away.
Heat.
It was the severe heat, and we tell couples like, "Oh, you want to kill your grandparents? Because don't do this without shelter."
I love that
water,
sort of
and-
talk. I love that sort of
brutal,
talk.
So brutal because we're like, please do something.
You got to
that
be though.
works.
The people don't get it.
The
don't.
safest rule is between July and June. Don't fucking do it in the sun.
Yeah.
Like the whole year.
Yeah.
Like there is no.
Remind me about your wedding in Glen Innes in February.
It's not in the sun. It's all in the shade
Okay.
under a big old tree.
Okay.
Yeah. You specifically in the shade.
All in the shade that King will be throwing that day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Very good. Well, that was
say
that's a
anything
real roller
else. That's
coaster.
the-
It was
the
February
wedding
next
story.
year. It wasn't for fucking 3 years.
July,
We
mate.
also had a wedding.
Yeah, minus 6.
Good.
Talking about weather, we did a wedding with you in torrential rain, And it was so loud that the sound of the rain falling on the umbrellas meant we couldn't hear anything. And the maid of honor's dress was soaked up to her boobs. It was just absorbing the water.
Wicked up like a tampon. No good. Yeah.
Wow.
Probably not the best.
That's that's the comparison I was looking for. But we should also go back to, now that we've got some Two Montys superstars here, talk about the Two Montys auction of January 18, 2026
Looking forward
at
to
Adams
it.
Peak.
Wedding for July 24, 2026 at Adams Peak.
And hopefully by the time you hear this, I'll have pulled my finger out and sent some stuff to Hope so she can start posting for us, because I've neglected to do that.
Have we got any vendors yet that we haven't lined up?
We'll have to talk about that. I think there's a couple of small gaps in the lineup, but we've got some suggestions from the venue, which we just need to talk about, and I don't want to do it in this forum.
So open day and auction
January 18, 2026, Adams Peak. Get there or get square, something.
Looking forward
So
to
it's
it.
for
Because
the...
you're not around. That's why.
No, I
it's
am
B-square.
round.
Vivacious, we say.
Thick.
3 C's.
Comfy.
I've gotten flustered now. Supporting the Hunter Breast Cancer Foundation.
Yeah.
And, as usual, the wedding will be worth around, I haven't done the numbers, but let's say 100. It's always 100. 100 give or take. Our best last year was, or best of all time was last year, which was 60. So essentially, you'll be coming along and getting a wedding for probably half price with the best vendors that you could possibly get. Is that you again? Is this? How is this? And he's going to take it. Fucking unbelievable.
Every episode, this man needs to walk out once so that we know that he's
important.
VIP.
He's important. So, we'll talk about that. We'll go through the list of vendors sometime. Actually, we might have to pull the list of vendors out and do it next episode, because I don't know we're going to have another one before January. Anyway, Two Montys, charity wedding event, our amazing entertainment.
Looking forward to it.
January 18, 2026 at Adams Peak. Auction.
We are very excited because the next time we see you will be after our official 900th wedding. So
Boom.
in January, we do Wedding 900.
Amazing.
And then we get to hang out with you in the Hunter.
That's
which
excellent.
is my favourite place. So
Yeah, I'm at I have,
Subtle flex.
And the only reason I know, the only reason I know is because, and I've said this before, you got to keep a track of all the certificates that you give out.
Yep.
And so I have an Excel spreadsheet, and I just keep a little ticker going down the side. So I'm at like 785 or something.
And it's crazy because celebrants smash out a lot.
Yeah.
That's
So that's
full
in 10 years. I've been doing it 10 years, so
Yeah,
nearly
nice.
11.
Yep.
So that's,
Nice.
great. Thanks for letting us know.
on.
A tree
This
lopper.
man doesn't
Just for
even
anybody
lop his
wondering
own
who was on the
trees.
phone call, it was a tree lopper.
It was his agent.
That's
getting him
gay
a better
slang for
podcast.
something.
Gay slang for
Something about
lumberjack.
his wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just covered the Two Montys thing. We'll talk more about that.
You're a legend.
I've
Thank
got
you.
a list of things that. Did you guys have something else, or are we happy to talk
we
about?
We love when you say something is terrible.
Yeah, I've got a few.
Because here's the situation. Do you know the yin and yang situation is that you're a lover and you're a hater.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you need someone to hate on stuff professionally at a professional hater level.
We knew that.
And you need someone to bring stuff that they love to the table, and that's why it works so well.
Well, and then we've always said he's even with the Two Montys thing, and we've said this ad nauseum, but on the auction day, he's like, oh, this is going to be great, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's going to fucking fail, man. It's always like half empty, half full.
That's good energy. So I would love to
Looks
hear.
like a creamy filled centre for you there, mate.
That's good.
That was wasted because you were too busy sucking cream out of the middle of that. Then here's one. Here's a bit. This is unrelated to anything, but I put it on my list because I was with a couple of mates having a beer the other day, and one of them plays basketball, and he said, I was just looking around, and there was this other guy walking up and down the line who wasn't playing. Obviously, knew somebody that was playing or something, and I think we were probably talking about, I think it was when I had mentioned about people who take dogs fucking everywhere. And he said, at my basketball game the other day, grown man, baby carrier, dog in the baby carrier, while he walked it up and down the side.
papoose.
In a papoose as he walked it up and down the sideline of the basketball game.
You'd have to love that.
Oh, it's fucking outrageous. Honestly, take a good heart. If you're that bloke or you know that bloke or you think
It's starting to sound a little bit like jealousy. It's starting to sound like you wish that you had a little puppy you could take
No, I wish I was
everywhere
getting
with you.
carried around by a man in a papoose. Yeah, I want to be the puppy. It's just
front, back,
fucking
bullet
honestly.
papoose.
You
It's
heard it
just-
here first, everyone. Monty King wants the princess treatment. Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm down for it. So there's that, and the other one I wanted. This is actually wedding related, and I have to tread carefully here. So I did 2 weddings, 2 experiences with MC'd both of them. 2 experiences with the kitchen. Right, I'll start with the good one, and favourites, but actually no, I'll go to the shit one first, and I won't name it. It's a venue I'd never been to before. I don't think they do a lot of weddings, and that's fine. Perfectly lovely venue. We go in, couple of speeches to kick it off. It was like maid of honour, best man to open it, and then there was going to be dinner. We come in, maid of honour gets up, has got a little booklet, but in fact, I was like, that book's way too thick. What's happening here? She goes, no, it's not great. Continue. She's got the first couple of pages. Lovely speech. Probably goes on slightly too long. No problem. Dinner's supposed to come out at 6. I'm watching the time. It's 5:02. I'm looking at the best man. I'm like, that bloke's going to talk for 45 seconds tops. Like, he's got not much to say.
No faith in that man.
Everything's fine. Lady appears from kitchen behind me. She's only the first speaker, isn't she? And I go, yep. She goes, well, dinner's got to come out at 6. I go, I don't think old mate will speak for very long. Like, well, dinner has to come out at 6. And I'll go, okay. And so I'm thinking it's like fish, right?
Yeah,
Like, it's got to be.
And also, they've already started at 5:02. They've already started putting a fucking puree swipe and plating up.
So I go, it's
tell where
obviously
this is
something
going.
that is time. No, you don't. It's time sensitive. I watch the clock. She goes on. I go, fuck it. We'll just bump old mate. And so he's shitting himself. So when I grab the mic back, he's like going to get up out of his seat. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold your horses, champ. You're going to have to wait for another half an hour, blah, blah, blah. Dinner's coming out. I watched the first round of things come out. It's fucking watermelon and fucking goat's cheese salad. And I'm like, the fucking... And then it's share plates of overcooked lamb, fucking marinated chicken and salad. And I'm like, that could have waited a fucking hour, you prick. Like, I was fucking ropeable about it.
Did it come out at 6 though? On the dot?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it was dog shit.
That's better though than them
No, it's not.
putting the pressure on saying,
disagree.
Let's come out at 6 and
So
fucking
we're-
20.
Oh,
20
sorry.
Well,
Yeah,
what we
yeah.
do, we get the magic words, which is we go to the couple and we go, are you okay with service during speeches?
Yeah.
I'm not okay with it.
If there's video, we don't do that.
yeah,
but if
yeah.
there isn't video, who cares?
Well, and to be honest, this venue was quite tight. Like, it was like a long, skinny room with 2 tables
so
that
it'd be harder.
you could barely get up either side anyway. And I was like, and I don't like it. I don't like plates clinking and clanking and knives and forks while people are speaking. I won't have it.
Fair.
But the next day, I will name the venue because favourites, the location of our 2026 Two Montys charity wedding, Adams Peak.
And Monkey Place.
But they had the bridegroom, wonderful, but they were ready to party and they had a really tight time. They were packing a lot of stuff in early.
Yep.
And it was not feasible. And a number of us had tried to tell them in the lead up and they were like, no, it's fine. And we're like, cool. And like before we got to the reception, we were already half an hour late.
Yep.
And so I went up to Ben, who's Monkey Place Catering, and I said, and it was by this stage it was 5:45, and food was supposed to come out at 6:05. We weren't to the reception space yet. They hadn't moved up.
right.
The bar wasn't happening.
Yep.
I said, mate, I don't want to put you out. We're supposed to have some speeches as soon as we come up here. What do you reckon? And he goes, he said, it said 6:05. I knew it was never going to be 6:05.
Yep.
I can give you 20 past.
Sweet.
I go, fucking awesome, mate. That is so good. And then I was like, this is the experience I had yesterday. And he goes, they just want to go home, mate. All that is they wanted to go home. He said, because he said, if you're, and he didn't name anybody, but he said, they've been doing it a long time. They've been doing it a long time. And he said, if you're running a wedding business as a kitchen and your menu doesn't have wiggle room in it because the things are going to run late, and they always do,
You're setting yourself up to fail.
then you're setting yourself up to fail. He said, mate, all of our menu is stuff that we can hold back 5 or 10 minutes.
Yep.
It's going to make zero difference. And I'll tell you, I had it. It was fucking delicious. It was off its head, the meal that night.
Amazing.
And he's just like, that's just what you do. It's a wedding business, mate. It's never going to be on time.
That's it.
You got to build in some wiggle room. And I was just like, thank fuck.
We feel the same with we get that with like venue managers as well that get to go after a certain time. So whenever maybe the couple come in or after their first dance is one, where they try and push it through. They go, oh, well, food's coming out, bang, 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 bang. Do the speeches, get that done, first dance straight away, right? And we're going, no, that breathing room. The couple aren't a big dancing kind of couple. Yeah. So there's only going to be an hour at the end. So they're going to have more time doing games and, things that they want to do. And they're like, oh, well, first dance has to happen at this time. It's like, no, it doesn't. I'm like, well, that's when it will finally work out. That's when they get to go home.
The only thing that ever matters time-wise is the food.
Yes.
In the whole reception.
And sunset.
Everything else can and will move. And what?
Sunset.
And sunset. Oh, true, yeah. That I just remembered a wedding. It was some venue in Sydney. Might have been the one you were shit canning before. Actually. No. But it was like a Gordon Ramsay special because they had the old, double swing doors in and out of the kitchen. And every time, and it doesn't just like shut. No, it kind of would swing far enough in and far enough out 3 or 4 times before it stopped.
Oh, right. It's very distracting.
No, it's what was happening in the kitchen.
Oh, I see.
What are you, an idiot sandwich? What the fuck's going on? The chef was
like,
going
you're
off.
fucking and you're cutting fucking.
He was going off his fucking rocker, and every time it happened, it was like, because it was entree,
like
main, dessert. You could see the venue staff try and get there quickly to stop the doors from swinging.
Yeah.
But
That's actually pretty great.
Round tables staggered. There were at least 3 tables very close proximity to the kitchen.
That's actually I like that.
And they're kind of looking over their shoulder thinking, fuck, somebody's going to get stabbed and it could be me.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of bad weddings and people getting stabbed, there was one venue.
You might be the best guest we've ever had.
One venue I put on blast. Okay, usually I say, hey,
on blast.
I put it online when it happened back in the day, right? And I don't usually. So if you dig hard enough, you'll be able to find my bad review of this venue. The daughter of the owners threatened me with a knife. It was terrible.
Like the venue we were talking about before.
It was a terrible venue, and it was the only venue actively. Because if someone comes to us and they're trying to book a venue that we know doesn't serve the couple, we kind of go, hey,
have you thought about?
There's a really similar venue that was going to really take care of you. You may want to consider them. But yeah, back in the day, but after that happened, I was like, I'm not holding back. They wanted to kill me. No. So I was mad. I was so mad. And the thing is that
it was like an easy request as well. Like they brought out chair platters, but not enough for the bridal table. And I think the boys had eaten everything because the girls were doing photos or something. They came back, there wasn't a lot left. So Kate just went and said, hey, have you got any more just to bring out? And just went, get the fuck out of here.
She was like, I will. Yeah. And we had, so here's the thing. We learned a very big lesson that day because that was 2013. We used to, before we'd done a wedding at a venue, bring brochures and give them to the person and try and have a site inspection and have a good relationship. Now we do a wedding there before we're like, here's our brochures.
Do we ever want to come back here again?
Otherwise, it's an expensive activity.
Yeah. And especially too, if you have plugged them and you end up booking quite a few and then you have a bad experience, you don't want to be there. And it's like, fuck, this is going to go on and rule my life for the next 12 to 18 months.
Coming back.
And it might only be once every couple of months you're at that venue. But like I would have done 40 weddings now, I reckon, or 50 at Peterson House.
Good on, at Peterson. I thought you just meant generally.
No, but Peterson are amazing.
So, and it's like, I'm so glad that it's they've got good staff, kitchen nails it every time, it's always sweet. And, there was, sometimes it was like every week or second week I was back there and it's like, if it was the other way around where you end up with and all it takes is a shit wedding planner or like on-site coordinator or whatever it is or an asshole chef or whatever, but there's never been any issues ever there, and
We do a lot of weddings where we kind of fill the coordinator role, even if we're not booked to coordinate.
Can I ask you to do something?
What?
Can I ask you to explain to the people out there, and mostly him and I, the difference between like a planner, an on-the-day coordinator,
Yes.
and a venue manager?
Yeah, I got lots of opinions.
I know. You know what? Do you know what? I knew I had
I'm
a
glad
fairly
you
strong
asked.
feeling.
This
you
will be
did.
your first
there's
7-hour
one more,
podcast.
and these fuckwits that call them concierge. That's right.
No,
I'm joking.
no, but I imagined that you did but it's also confusing for couples.
Yeah.
Who the venue will sell
it's
them
confusing for the coordinators because we have news. There's nothing standardized in this country, and every vendor has their own process, their own booking contract, whether it's relevant or not. So you literally make up what your role is and what it pertains to.
Drapeologist.
Drapeologist.
Except celebrants have,
We're
got
about the only ones that
legal
have got any
commitments.
fucking
Yeah.
legally binding
correct
anything.
of a legally binding nature,
Yeah.
which you're about to enter. So,
Yeah.
I feel like that's like a sleeper message. It's like a trauma thing for vendors when they hear the monitor. They're wake something in. Something fucked me up the other night. We were drinking some wine. We were watching a movie. And then the ceremony was happening in a movie. And then they went to kiss and I got my phone out.
No, that's hilarious.
No!
No, so go back to the other thing. Tell us about the difference between
Okay,
those
the difference
roles.
is everyone does a different job. You have to clarify. And it doesn't matter what they call themselves.
So 3 people could call themselves the same thing
And do none
be
of the
doing
same
3
shit.
different things.
Yeah.
Yes.
Copy that.
And a venue coordinator is not the same as like a brought-in coordinator.
Yeah.
They usually do different things. But people are meant to overlap. They're meant to do that.
And that's fine, but I just think it's confusing for couples.
It's confusing for
particularly
everyone.
for venue. It goes, you don't need to get but because we've got this person.
that's why we
who
made up
doesn't
our
do
job.
half the shit. That,
Yeah, because if the venue's trying to bolt out the door at 7:30 or 8 o'clock for the first dance,
Yes.
but then there's 3 or 4 more things left in a run sheet like sparklers and whatever else.
It's like who lines them up at the aisle. A lot of them say it's the celebrant shop. The celebrant, you
Line
guys
them
are
up at
down
the
top.
aisle?
Line them up at the to do the walk.
Line who up to do the walk?
Sorry.
Sorry. I'm
ceremony.
back. Sorry, yeah.
So a lot of venue coordinators have jumped into that role, but it's not necessarily part of their job description.
Yeah.
No.
So they don't, and then maybe they, it might even be like their, first couple of weddings that they've done at that venue. So they don't actually have the foresight to go, someone needs to be here.
I normally go, like, let's say it's a hetero wedding and there's a groom waiting and there's a bride coming from somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll always say to them, I'll come to find you to wherever they're hiding you behind a hedge or behind a wall
Like
or
who's
whatever
they?
you're doing.
Yeah.
Like,
The
who's doing
venue,
Yeah.
But,
See, the
but
venue
if they go,
doesn't-
we're not doing that, I go, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'll come and find you.
Sure.
Because then basically I don't, most of the time there's someone there, like, even if it's a photographer or someone lining them up.
But then that's like, what is the scope of the photographer's job?
Exactly.
That's the thing. It's
So that's where
like,
they're overlapping.
But for me, I like to do it though so I can go,
Yeah.
they're ready.
Well,
and then I walk down and go stand up, start the music, we're away.
I mean, I don't know how many ceremonies you've witnessed that you haven't looked after, or that
Not that
people-
many.
You know people who do a great job. You guys are amazing at your job, and we know that because we've seen that, and we've seen everyone else do it as well, right? So then we know, like, there's such a range to the point where it is so hard to clarify and specify what the thing is. Everyone's responsibilities of their job overlap.
But even in our role, just what you're saying, like we, it was very nice of you to say, but there's a bunch of celebrants who will do way more stuff than I'm willing to do. I'm like, that's not my
So this
fucking
is a
job.
shout out to Julie Mer, who brings a little snack pack for all the vendors, including
She's been shouted out on many
Poppers
occasions on
and
this fucking podcast from other
muesli
vendors
bars.
who do that.
Yeah.
And she one time sat down and helped me cut up autumn leaves at a venue that didn't allow confetti, but they had autumn leaves on site and the couple wanted confetti. So we sat there together for an hour and cut up autumn leaves. So
Oh my God.
I also would not do that.
I feel like we know we wear a few hats, but
Yes.
there's definitely people that do our job that wear twice, 3 times as many hats as us.
Sure, but there's also
like
people
that. If you didn't have confetti,
Yeah.
no, I'm not going to be scissoring leaves before the ceremony.
I'm going to be
sorry.
doing whatever it takes. Whatever it takes, that's my job.
Sure, but there's definitely people that don't go and check that the cup that whoever's walking down is ready.
Yeah,
They have to stand there and go, someone's going to give me a thumbs up. And
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
What do you?
Well, and to be honest, and that's part of the reason I do it is
Yeah.
because I guess there's been enough times where I'm like, who's?
Yeah.
I'll go and
Sure.
do the thing. So now I know.
Yeah.
And then you're
But also the music, because someone will,
Yeah.
where they don't know,
Yep.
and ceremony's at 3 o'clock, the music starts, and you're like,
Yep.
the fuck is this? Like, there's not even a bride yet. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And I don't mean you, but I mean, if someone's pressing play on a
Sure.
thing,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
doesn't know.
And that's because whoever it is, if you get friends involved that are going to
Yeah.
MC or whatever, they get a timeline and think it is the fucking
They-
Bible, and they will not
Yes.
budge on that.
Yep.
And it's the same. Everyone's heard a story. Videographer is finally getting their fucking dinner
Yep.
out the back.
Yep.
Ding, 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 because the DJ
Because
or
no,
just
the
Uncle
MC,
Bob.
sorry.
Uncle
This
Bob's
is why
doing
we
it.
started the
MC's
wedding
got no
memes
experience
page.
and is like, no,
The
it
wedding
says
what?
6
The,
o'clock.
the wedding vendor memes
You are the
page.
wedding vendor meme
We're
page,
the wedding
aren't you? I
vendor
knew you
memes
were. I
page.
had a very strong inkling that you were.
For the last 6 years, we have been making original wedding vendor memes, and we also have a group that other people post in. It's highly cathartic. It's just like,
You're
it's
gonna-
because we're all trauma bonded.
Type of ship.
Yes, mate. It's
Built
an
the Civil
old, it's an
War.
old wooden ship,
What is
Civil War
What
ship.
is a cathartic?
It means that you
The
get
type of
relief
heart
from
attack.
seeing. It's like watching, like, you're not a violent person, but you watch a violent movie and you're like, I feel better for watching that because I'll never be violent,
Like vicariously
Oh,
relieve
yeah.
some of your
Empathy,
tension.
relief.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
So
like watching a fight, like boxing.
So, like,
makes you feel good.
every single florist would empathise with the tight turnaround at somewhere like Menduli. Stunning venue, but half an hour to do like 5 hours worth of work to turn that around
As
florally.
in from the ceremony to the reception, do you mean?
As
from
in
when they
to
get
do an
access.
installation
From
there.
them being a cafe to them being a wedding venue.
Oh, right.
It's 30 minutes.
I've only done one wedding there.
Oh,
So the
shit.
florist has to do impossible things. And so every florist feels similarly like that's the in-joke, like how exhausted are you? Oh, I just did a Bentuli wedding. Like,
Yeah,
How exhausted?
So I imagine there's like florists there that work there all the time.
There is,
and have
and-
like this process where they're like runners at the starting thing, just waiting, like bang, right, go.
They get in 5 o'clock in the morning, and they do the installation of the roof, and then they leave it there during the day. So everyone in the cafe is just enjoying the nice flowers, and then they do all the table decorations in that half hour.
Wow.
It's like there's so many venues. Like, so basically I shadowed because I needed to learn to do every job just in case. I went out and flowered weddings, and I went out and make-upped brides, and I wanted to know how people's jobs worked and what they needed, so that when we're doing a wedding, we can ensure vendors have what they need to do their best work.
So how do you market the concierge service
So the
differently
concierge-
to
A
everybody
coordinator.
else?
It's
Yeah,
we're the only people that do it.
Well, that's what I mean. But how do you sell that to a couple as opposed to an on-the-day coordinator?
It's okay. You've seen the Amy insurance ads where it's like, you're about to spill the wine, but it's okay. Like, they stop you mid-thing and put the wine back in the glass and put it down. That's us. So we're the in-case people, and we're the, if things don't go to plan, we know how to fix it, immediately.
But we don't book a full package without it. It's always included. It's not
copy.
like an optional extra
Yeah,
or
yeah,
anything
yeah,
like that. Primarily because we tried to do that early days, and we would sit there and cringe the whole wedding because they really needed. Those were the people that needed it,
And you
more than
also
anyone
probably
else.
end up doing it anyway
Exactly
because you're
right.
not going to.
And we go,
you're
shit,
invested in them.
We've got cake
Yeah.
knives in the car. Just get them out.
So
There
would couples book you to do just that and not
Yeah.
entertainment?
Yeah, we do have couples bookers just for concierge.
Yeah, right.
And so we are personal wedding
Which is funny because
assistants.
it's like, the singer hasn't turned up. Don't worry, got one of them in the car.
Yeah.
Come on, Tom.
The amount of times it's that we've got to go be other people. I mean, I've re-iced so many wedding cakes. It's insane.
Maybe from when that bloke dragged his finger up it.
When you said there was a bloke who did
I saw you tag me in the thing or the podcast the other day. Some other story and you were like, was this the guy from
was
the podcast?
this the guy?
Yeah.
Someone went absolutely off the rails. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's the same guy. Tom has a theory about what happened to that dude.
Oh, I just think he had,
just
like
had a bad day.
a bad week. Yeah,
Yeah,
something
for
like
sure.
Tom was like, no, he for sure.
that. Divorced that week or something like that. Just had a
100%.
Hit the
And
bottle
he
a bit
just-
hard.
Something terrible's
yeah.
happened in his life,
and
it's bled into
it
his
was probably
job.
maybe the couple weren't amazing to him or something like that, and he just went, "I'll do it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna get my plan B
that morning or whatever.
I got a question. Okay, I saw a post that's really making ripples, and sorry to get real on you.
No, we love that.
But it was
Well, I
about...
do anyway. He's
it's
oblivious,
serious.
but I'm into it.
It's very serious. It's about grief and doing the job because of how
yeah.
many people their parents have just dropped dead and they've got to show up and be like, welcome to the happiest day ever. I got do you have rules in place? Like we had to tell our parents hey, if something goes wrong, don't tell us till after a wedding.
Yeah,
I don't have any rules.
My fam knows that if I've got a wedding, that's the just wait till after. And it's it's when Grandma died.
Yeah.
I knew it was coming, and I knew that literally in the ceremony that's when it was happened. And then as soon as I was driving out, 5 o'clock, phone call, and I was like, But I'd even preempted that because I was like, there was a slight chance I could have made it back to the farm the day before to see her. Yep. But then there was a potential she was going to even go before I got there. So I even talked to the couple. I'd lined him up to do it if I couldn't do it.
Yes.
Talked to the couple.
Did I agree to that?
Yeah, and didn't end up pulling the trigger on that.
What a champ.
But the couple...
How did you do your job while you were thinking that, though?
It's just like, you put on the hat. It's
autopilot?
Yeah. And it was just, and it was fine. But the thing was, I rang them the night before, and I obviously just got onto the phone at 1 and said this was the situation, or, a couple of days before, whatever. And he's like, to be honest, I'm not going to tell my partner because this will send him over the edge. The potential that you're not going to be able to do it, and and I was like, yes,
but even that, and no disrespect to them, but even saying that, you're in a sticky spot.
Yeah.
To go, my partner's going to fucking lose it. You're like, fuck motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm not ringing you because I want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Not, there's literally on one hand the amount of people in my, maybe two hands, the amount of people in my life where that's the situation where
it's going to affect you like that.
It's going to be like if there's a chance I'm going to leave to see, but there's other. Yeah, so anyway, didn't end up having to do it, but I kind of was a bit off that then, wouldn't you have just said, all right, you do what you have to do?
That's what I mean.
Because it's a job like any other job where if you're fucking 9 to 5 in an office, no one's going to expect that you be there.
No.
Yeah.
Instead of going to say goodbye.
It's kind of crazy, right?
But we do miss so many more things in life because of the job we do. So it's you do have to deal with that grief on the day a lot of the times.
Agree entirely.
Yeah.
When we started this job, we had to figure out that we could do it. We could do a decent enough job when we were unwell or upset or whatever, and agree that we were going to miss every birthday, every Valentine's, every event, anything that was a special holiday or whatever. We were we're going to have to indefinitely postpone this for as long as we have this career.
Yeah.
And we're kind of the first people to know, our friends and family have gotten it that, they have to really tell us in advance if they're having a big event, if it's someone's birthday or whatever, or, someone friends get married and whatever, they need to tell us as soon as they know.
Yeah.
So it's gotten better over time, but it's definitely early days. You always feel like you're missing out on the rest of life.
Still feel like sometimes people don't understand, if your family's asking you to take a weekend off in peak October or peak March, and you're like, that's a 15 grand weekend, whatever it is, you're can't survive without need to do that.
It's because it's and that, you said, why the fuck are you getting married in the middle of summer in Glen Innes? Hot as shit. And it's well, the only other option was winter, which is dog shit because it's windy and cold and wet.
Yeah.
But
sounds awesome.
There were I could have literally cancelled any other it's easy.
Yeah.
You just you have a weekend for the wedding and then you have 2 weeks for the honeymoon.
But not only that,
it's not 6 weddings or 8 weddings in that time frame.
But it's not only that you're not getting that money, you're also spending that money.
Well, true.
You know what I mean? It goes both ways.
And then on top of that, and it's literally I've had two reviews in the last couple of weeks from people saying most people book their venue first, but we booked our celebrant first because we wanted to go around and get. So it's if in any of that
what celebrant did they book?
Hey?
Oh, it was you. Oh, sorry.
But it's when we've talked about going on the block or fucking whatever, and you just can't cancel.
That's I can tell you now because I've looked into it deeply. The block is from.
If you went on the block,
the start of February to March.
Yeah, it's Taskmaster. You got to choose your couple's outfit. Would you be like Bananas in Pajamas? Would you be like
I don't
the
know
King
if
and the
Scotty Cam would be
Queen?
into that.
Would you?
Fuck Scotty Cam.
Oh my!
Would you be called
I'll
the
hold him.
Monotons?
You'll hold him.
What's it? The My Kitchen Rules. That'd be the one.
My Kitchen Rules.
Yeah, I haven't watched that for a long time.
I think that's been on
us
for a while.
cooking.
I'm
much-
a very good cook.
What
Thanks
would
very much.
what would you if you had to go on a show and have like a cohesive costume, or if you've had a Halloween costume before, what would you do?
I'm not much of a dresser upper.
I'm more down. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
God, yeah, that's
I think
shitty.
it wouldn't be so much of a costume as a matching outfit. I think because we
Yeah.
do that most of the auctions. Like
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah.
go and buy the same shirt
Yeah.
and make sure that we're in the same shirt each year.
Um,
Andrew and Bronwyn will be in shortly. But yeah, I don't know. It would be just matching something. I wouldn't be like Bananas in Pajamas isn't.
like
I'd think that was funny
business,
for about
business
10
up
minutes.
front, party in the back sort of vibe.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be the business.
Yeah. But
Sorry.
back to the grief thing, and it's
Yeah.
like,
Oh yeah.
and you mentioned Julie before, and it's like out of all the reasons in
Oh.
life that you would possibly ever have to, cancel on a couple, she's probably had them all, and she never has. Like
We did a wedding where she was due that day pregnant.
Yeah. And she's, I don't want to overshare, but she's had some pretty hectic shit that, she's come out of hospital and gone to a wedding, and it's like any other job in the world, you would definitely have gone home to be with your husband and cry yourself to sleep. But instead, she's turned up and done a wedding, and it's like, that's just what you do in
This job, it's an insane sacrifice. It's like we must all be masochists to do this job, because I've watched photographers who have had their appendix explode like between like ceremony and reception,
Yeah,
go get it
right.
taken out and come back.
God.
Wowza.
Yeah.
No, I was going to say, speaking of grief, and it's not really related, but slightly related, and no jokes here, a no joke zone.
Yeah.
I just want to do a little shout out to Brad Black, who was one of our Two Montys vendors a couple of years ago, and very, very sadly and very quickly was diagnosed with a brain tumour and very, very recently passed away. And just want to pass on, obviously, our thoughts and condolences to his wife and two little girls and
There's a
extended family.
GoFundMe. Zoe
There
has
is a
started
GoFundMe. That might
GoFundMe.
be an actual thing that we might put in an actual show notes.
That is possible. We can
I
do
think
that.
we can do that. We can
Zoe
put a link
Morley,
in.
absolute legend. She has created the GoFundMe.
Yeah, it was bonkers how quickly that happened, an absolute tragedy. So and again, he did Super 8 on our Two
And
Montys couple
that was
years
the
ago.
last thing he ever did. He went out there and he did an absolutely incredible wedding and worked his ass off.
Yeah.
And then after that, he was kind of admitted to hospital.
In
so-
all the, I saw the Newcastle Herald article published yesterday, I think, about his final days.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't see that.
And because you can't hear bits and pieces, and it's all tragic, and it's all, you're just like, oh my God, and especially because having a family.
And a
But
young
part of this
family.
article, and it was an update in the GoFundMe, which kind of like the bit that makes you smile about the whole thing is that he was able to write and
Yeah,
say
I did
goodbye
see that.
Yeah.
to his
Incredible.
wife and girls. Like,
Yep.
because you think like brain cancer, you literally could have 30 seconds and you've got no function ever,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and that's it. But he,
Yep.
so you don't say lucky, but he was able to kind of
Write those messages.
Had a
write those
chance.
messages,
Yeah.
Yep.
which will be the most, those,
Precious.
like invaluable to his
Absolutely.
family forever and ever. And would kind of might have given him a bit of comfort before he went, knowing that he could actually say something, even though he couldn't talk. He could write it down, and pretty fucking special, that bit.
Don't
but
you think that the job that we do is so life affirming, because people share their deepest, darkest secrets about their life, and you get to know them as intimately as you can in the quickest window of time.
Yeah.
And then they're telling their stories, and then at the end of it, you're kind of like blown away. And even if you think you're immune to it, or like, the emotion's not going to get me this time, then by the end of it, you're always really affected. And I think that, the chance that you also get to do that with your colleagues,
Yeah.
and you get to know them and you form those friendships, because no one else understands it.
Yeah.
Vendors know what vendors go through.
Well, it's like you like I always say, no, I'm never doing funerals, and
Yeah.
you would have said the same thing
I've
for the
done
longest
I've
time.
done a few.
But it's because you had married, and then
Oh, yeah.
like
I did a
that.
few early and one decided it wasn't for me, but then I'd had a couple of grooms pass away and the brides were like...
And like you were just
"Can
saying,
you do
it's
it?"
like
And I was like,
you've-
yeah, of course.
you've known
because,
them and
because
been
I know
part of
them.
that.
You know them,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So what would normally be a no, it's like, well,
Yep.
I actually feel like this
Yeah,
do for them. Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, I feel the same, and just we've been able to get the chance to get to know the families and
This
the
episode.
couples.
Yeah.
That just you in the thick of it, you kind of when you're super busy, you kind of just like, oh yeah, this is the father of the bride, this is the best man. This kind of go through the motions, but there are a lot of weddings where you can actually stop and have a chat with one of them and be like, how you doing? How'd you know the couple? Where do you fit into all this? And you realize that the people that you're sort of entertaining or helping out throughout the day, they're all connected in some way, and to be able to be a part of that, and they go, we had we did a wedding a couple of weeks ago or last week with a couple in their 70s. We realized that I'd actually played his 50th when I first started like playing and doing stuff.
Jesus Christ, you wouldn't have even had pubes then.
I know.
Fuck.
God. And then we'd also done his daughter's wedding 10 years ago.
And niece's wedding 8 years ago, but none of them knew that until we got them in the room and they all went,
Oh, we know you.
Well, yeah. And,
you
and then all of a sudden it was like,
that's awesome.
That's cool.
we're part of the family
Yeah.
here.
If you do the math though and you think about it, about how many people's lives you've come across or how they've seen you.
Oh, it's bonkers.
Did you say you've done like 650?
Yeah, and you've done more.
Yeah, but hold the line.
780 something.
If you think of that and you think of 650 times
Let's-
an
yeah.
average of 90 people.
I was
Exactly.
I was
Yeah.
going to even say less, but just on the to be
To make it easy
conservative,
numbers,
even if
100,
it's 50,
yeah.
even if it's 50,
Yeah.
That's
That's like 47 million. Carry the three, yeah. we
So
were
you-
talking about this yesterday because Dill just rolls his eyes every time someone recognises me. And it's literally just like when you do that, you're like...
You get stopped in the
if you
street,
do 100
don't you?
weddings a year,
what
there's
if-
100 at each one.
Speaking of Dill, can you please... are we going
is
to
it?
say for the next episode, you're going to tell us about your bucks?
Oh, yeah.
Who is it?
Dill.
Who?
Fuck off.
Just talking about you being recognised, and this is like a backhanded sideways one, and this is going to be the last story because as everyone whoever watches or listens to this knows, at some point I will throw a side eye to Lincoln and go, "How are we travelling?" And he'll go, 5 minutes to go, blah blah. He just said, "You've been going for nearly an hour this episode." So
Normally they're 30
that
minutes.
never happens.
I did say that at the start of the
But
podcast, and I'm
I
not
met a
wrong.
couple the other day, and again, this is about horses for courses and what people like or whatever. And so we did that. We were doing the paper. The wedding's coming up in January, and they said, and it doesn't happen to me very often, but what are you going to wear? And I was like, oh, I don't know. What do you want to wear? What are you wearing? And he goes, like a black suit. I go, right, I won't wear a black suit. What anything else? And they go, as long as you don't wear. He said, we went to this wedding the other day. Bloke had on
Arseless chaps. Don't do that.
cowboy boots and short shorts. I go, yeah, I know the bloke. And I go, no, that's the other Monty, blah, blah, blah. And they go, oh, yeah, right. I go, look, and
That
in
would
his
be great.
defense, he didn't just turn up in that. The couple have selected that for him to wear on the day.
Halloween outfit you have to cosplay as each other.
We've also discussed that in the past as well. We went to a Melbourne vendor gig, and it was dress as your, what was it? It wasn't hero, but like
As your,
idols or something.
Yeah, idol or something.
Yeah, icons. That's what it
Yeah.
was, icons. And we were going to go as each other, but in the end, we just went as ourselves.
Which is even worse. Like,
Which is even absolutely worse.
fucking
I
wankers.
respect that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Anyway, see you next Tuesday.
See you next
Goodbye.
week.